Hello, hello, hello. That was the first time I talked this morning. Hello, hello, good to see you. Get fairy dust, I get fairy dust, Amelie gets fairy dust. And there are your kisses. We are talking from Complex PTSD, Pete Walker, bow down. And I just wanted to backtrack just 1 second to the key developmental arrests in CPTSD, because I did a TikTok yesterday and it seemed to truly resonate, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about it. It is, so as human beings, that we have these innate abilities, innate things in us that develop normally and naturally unless there's an opposing force. And that opposing force was our childhood trauma, however it came. And so these developmental milestones were never met. But always, 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 the important thing to remember is that these aren't gone. They're not gone. They're still within you. No one can kill them. They can come close. They can come really fucking close. So what we need to do is to heal our childhood trauma in whatever way we can, and heal it so that we can leave room. The wounds continue to inhibit these developmental norms. Just a few: self-compassion, ability to relax, peace of mind. I've already talked about these things, so if you haven't heard, you can go back. Do I have something wrong with my voice? That's great. You can go back to the last 3 or 4 videos to get more in depth my thoughts on each of these. But the point is that we have the childhood trauma, so these developmental milestones are not met. But then, and so we actively are getting the trauma as we're growing up. Then we carry around the wounds so those things don't develop. So once we're in situations where we're not abused anymore, excuse me, that the wounds still weigh these things down. And then the other pickle is because of our wiring, our neural pathways are wired. We're wired for abuse. We're wired for trauma. We're wired for drama. We're wired for addiction or attracting addicts. And so then we get into these relationships with people. Why am I not centered? Sit and relax. We get into these relationships with people that continue the cycle. So once again, these little magical developmental abilities to relax, to have joy, to be able to draw comfort from relationships, for self-confidence. They're just waiting. They're just waiting. And some people live their entire lives without allowing them to grow because they're so wounded and they don't know what to do. For me, the answer was therapy and 12-step work, because I am a codependent and I'm also a food addict. So I have a real cruel addiction. So I have to do that. I had to do that work to heal the addiction. I didn't know what I didn't. I thought I was just trying not to purge all day. What I didn't know was that I was actually creating room for these developmental norms to come to pass. And so the one I talked about yesterday was capacity for self-expression. And look at me. What you see is what you get. I'm a nerd. I'm weird. I like to sing and dance, even though I can't sing and I can almost dance. I thought I was a good dancer until I got onto TikTok. I'm like, bitch, you're adequate. I'm not bad. I still have self-esteem. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna express myself. But I had to take a little, do a reality check. But the thing is, I don't fucking care anymore. I don't fucking care. I want to dance, so I'm gonna dance. I want to sing, so I'm gonna sing. And so the capacity for self-expression, in order to express ourselves fully and truly, we have to feel safe. think about Maslow's hierarchy. Here we go. Teacher's here. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're dead. Here we go. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And so this is self-actualization. So in order to self-actualize, in order to be who we truly are, this is where our self-expression lives. But so these are the lower, so Google Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Google image search, just take a look. This is our physiological needs. So if I can't breathe, or I can't, if I'm dying of thirst, I'm not going to be fully expressing myself. You've never seen anybody in a desert, like, dying for water, going like, get to express myself, here's my song. No, because they're looking for water. They got to survive. And then what's here are safety needs. So we have to feel safe. And then here is love and belonging. So for a lot of us with childhood trauma, we had these. A lot of us sometimes didn't have these, eating, drinking, just our physiological needs to survive. Safety, we don't feel safe. So and then we don't feel love. And oh God, so many of us feel like we don't belong in the world. We don't belong at school, we don't belong in our clique, or we don't belong in our family. And even if we did belong in our family, or did belong in a group at school, we felt like an imposter, like we were fooling them. And so we could not fully express ourselves. We couldn't. And so what we're trying to do now is heal this shit, heal our love and belonging wounds, heal our safety wounds, heal any, this comes first, physiological needs, and I forget what's here, but it's something else, so that we can self-actualize. So that's why I'm spending time on this shit, and that's why I'm working on it, and that's why I want to keep learning about it, because I have always been hustling for happiness. I've always been hustling, working. How do I be happy? How do I be happy? How do I be happy? I want to be happy. I want to be happy. And the joke's on me, because healing is the path to happiness for me. Because to be myself fully actually makes me fucking happy. And if I'm not thinking about my addiction all the time, if I'm not thinking about, fawning all the time, if I'm not thinking about, my character defects all the time, or acting from them all the time, that leaves room for this self-expression. And I have never been happier in my whole life. And thank you for the compliments that I don't look 50. But I just turned 56, and this level of joy and happiness, it's not consistent. Things are still hard. I'm not saying like it's perfect. It's not. But I want this path. This is the path I want. And somebody asked me like, what's my secret for my social media? And there isn't one. Well, there is. I'm expressing myself, from myself, fully. I talk about the shit I want to talk about. I swear, you may have heard me talk about recently, somebody's told me that, it's really a pity that you use such foul language, because you would have had a subscriber. I'm like, bitch, I'm not interested in anybody who is offended by my swear words. Like, I'm not for you. Go away. I'm not for you. You've got plenty of YouTube channels that don't swear. Go, bye. Because I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. And I'm me on TikTok. I'm me on Instagram. I'm me here. I'm talking about nerdy shit. I talk about the shit I want to talk about. I want to obsess over the things I want to obsess about, And I'm a psychology bitch. I'm a research bitch. you know, and so that's my secret, is that I fucking healed my childhood trauma. That's my secret. Like, that's my secret. Being fully myself is my secret. One step behind that, the capacity for full self-expression. That's what I'm doing. That's my secret. And how did I get it? I got it because I healed. I got it because I healed. And somebody said something the other day, because I said comments were hard. Sometimes, like mean comments, like even though I don't logically take them in, it's still hard for me because I'm highly sensitive. And so she said, I just said something about comments like being hard or whatever. And she's like, oh, you have imposter syndrome. I'm like, bitch, I do not have imposter syndrome. I might have something else. But I do not have imposter syndrome. I do not, because I'm being fully myself. There's nothing that I'm holding back, you know? I'm just being fully myself. So, but how I got here is through healing my childhood trauma. Again, my intention wasn't to like, I want to express myself. The expressing myself happened to me. I had been doing this kind of work, varying degrees of, you know, because it's the client's time. And so I'm not going to be, you know, obviously singing and dancing for the clients, but I have acted out the scenario. So to teach, because that's how I teach, is acting out scenarios. And so, you know, but I just had this need. I'm like, I want to talk about this stuff. I kind of want to come out and talk about this stuff online. I want to start an Instagram, you know, account where I talk about the ways that I think about these things. That was 2 years ago in November. And I didn't think anybody would like it, but I did it because I had to. I had to express myself. And I thought that I would lose clients. I thought that I would never, ever get a new client. Like, why would anybody hire somebody who says they have a PhD and being fucked up? Like, why would anybody? So I thought it might upset my family members. But I had to do it anyway. Here I am. So I hope that this is helpful. Let me just read a little bit of what was next. And so this is Pete Walker, page 23. He says, my efforts to nurture myself in these arrested development were limited and spoiled in early recovery from a feeling of resentment. Why do I have to do this? Was a common internal refrain. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this fucking work? Like, why? On top of everything else, why do I have to do this? And we're going to find out what he says next time. But for me, I didn't have a choice. There was no other path for me except to heal, because my addiction was ruling my life. And so I had to do it. But I often think, if my binge eating disorder didn't morph into bulimia, that I may never have gotten healing. I would have just thought like, oh, I like to eat. You know, I don't know. I mean, I trust that I would have, but not as soon. Not as soon. It was urgent. When you throw up 50 times a day, it's urgent. And so, but I often like, why do I have to fucking do this? Why do I have to go to fucking meetings? Why do I have to go to fucking therapy? Like, it's so fucking lame. But the thing is that my life truly did depend on it. And what I know now, so back then I said my life depended on it so I could stop binging and purging all of the time. It was constant. How am I going to get food? How am I going to get rid of it? How am I going to get food? How am I going to get rid of it? That was it. That was my, you know, that was my shiny object constantly. How am I going to get food? How am I going to get rid of it? But now I see that my life with a capital L depended on it. This is life. Accepting myself. Clear sense of identity. Who I fucking am. There's no imposter here. Not anymore. She used to be here, but she's not here. I fired that bitch. And bless her heart, she was trying to save me. Self-compassion. self-protection, capacity to draw comfort from relationship. I'm married to somebody who fucking loves me, who's so nice to me. What kind of life would it be without capacity for full self-expression, for having some kind of willpower and motivation, for peace of mind, for self-care, for believing that life is a gift, self-esteem, self-confidence? That's life. That's the life I want. So I don't care how hard it is for me. And honestly, I don't care how hard it is for you, because I know what's waiting for you on the other side. And advanced bitches can do hard things. We're built for doing hard things. It's worth it. It's worth it. What kind of hard do you want? What kind of hard do you want? Do you want the hard of not accepting yourself, not loving yourself, not being able to express yourself, being bitter, having resentment, never taking care of yourself? That's a hard fucking life. That's a hard fucking life. Or do you want the hard of like, fuck, I gotta heal this shit. I gotta get rid of these. I gotta fucking heal this. I gotta do hard shit. I gotta set a fucking boundary and fuck my life. That's hard too. They're both hard. Neither path is easy. They're both fucking hard. Which hard do you want? Which hard do you want? And every time you're gonna find me at this hard. At this hard. I usually don't take this tone, and I'm kind of surprised that I'm taking this tone. But I realize, like, that's how emphatic I feel about this hard. The therapy route, the 12-step route, the setting boundaries route, the unhooking myself from toxic relationships route. Like, that's because I'm telling you, like, from the other side, this is everything you ever wanted. It truly, truly, truly is. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that you didn't take anything hard. But which hard do we want? Join me on the path of doing hard things. You're not alone. You're not alone. There are a lot of us. Check my comments. There's a lot of us on this path doing hard things, and we're changing our lives because we're choosing the hard path of healing versus the hard path of living out our childhood trauma and our codependency and our trauma responses. I love you. I'm so proud of you. You're doing incredible work. If today you can't do shit, that is okay. That is okay. Watching this was enough. You and your psyche now have this information. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. When I say I do hard shit, I didn't do hard shit every day. I relapsed a ton. And so I wish I hadn't, because I would have gotten here sooner, but that's okay. I'm not gonna beat myself up. It took what it took, and it's gonna take you what it takes. I love you so much. I hope that was helpful. Bye.